And welcome back to Who Would Win. This Who Would Win comes to us from Sabo Firefist. I believe that's who gave me this one. Ask the question, who would win a fight, Wolverine or Alex Mercer from the Prototype games? Both are individuals who have the ability to regenerate. Both are fierce, violent individuals. So, going over Wolverine, because I actually have to get Mercer's abilities up here. Wolverine is a mutant. He was born roughly in the 1800s, and he was born with a feral-like mutation. Obviously, his main mutation is his regeneration, but he also has heightened senses, sight, smell, hearing, everything like that is heightened. He's also much physically strong. He does have a degree of super strength, which is bolstered by his adamantium skeleton. He's not like Superman or Hulk or anything like that, though he can go toe-to-toe with the Hulk just because of his own ferocity, durability, and abilities. And he also has his bone claws. His bone claws obviously... Well, his claws initially were not made of bone. It was revealed they were part of his mutation. As bone claws are strong enough to cut through anything like stone, some metals. They're extremely durable. But obviously, they got bonded... His skeleton and his claws got bonded with adamantium, which is pretty much near indestructible. It's nigh indestructible. It's not completely 100% indestructible, but it's close enough to it. Still magnetic, but still razor sharp. He can cut through pretty much anything, provided he's put a sufficient enough force behind the blow for cutting. That's why he's able to go toe to toe with the Hulk. Is that the Hulk can't theoretically break him unless you're going with the Ultimate Universe, which we're not because that universe was weird. And Wolverine is able to cut the Hulk. But Wolverine's main asset, obviously, is his healing factor, which is varied in certain continuities, but as we know it, his healing factor has allowed him to do things like survive in the... not survive in the vacuum of space, but survive incinerations, like from Nitro, or when it was revealed at one point he had to take a bomb to the face to prevent Luke Cage and a couple other characters from dying. He can survive impalement. He can survive bullet strike. He can survive basically having a limb. He can't... I don't believe it's actually proven he can regenerate a limb. But as long as his brain is intact, he can pretty much regenerate anything. Within a certain extent. His healing factor has been overridden before. Like when Magneto pulled the adamantium from his body, his healing factor burned itself out. And then eventually restarted stronger than ever. You can also shut his healing factor off, as it was seen with carbonadium negates healing factors or severely reduces them. What was it? The microvirus was able to do that. So you can shut his healing factor down on some level, or at least nullify it or reduce its effect. But Wolverine is still one of the most dangerous individuals. He's been described as one of the most dangerous individuals in the Marvel Universe. Not just because of his abilities, not just because he is a master martial artist, master ninjutsu too, samurai, well-traveled, knows multiple languages, is actually very intelligent, capable of going to a berserker rage where he just completely ignores all damage done to him. But he's had so much. He's been around for so long. He has so much information compiled with all of their skills. He's considered one of the most dangerous individuals in the Marvel Universe. And that's not me just trying to suck Wolverine's dick off here. No. Wolverine. A lot of people have said that he is considered one of the most dangerous individuals in the Marvel Universe. Kind of like how a lot of people have said Batman is probably one of the most dangerous men on the planet. Batman has no special abilities, but with everything that compiles Batman's character, planning, strategic, wealth, skills overall, he is one of the most dangerous individuals in the DC world. Wolverine is a similar scenario. He's not obviously the most dangerous by any stretch of the means, but he's considered up there. Oh yeah, we don't want to screw with this guy. So Wolverine is Wolverine, one of the most bad motherfuckers in the Marvel Universe. Alex Mercer from the Prototype games was reanimated by the Black Light virus. Every particle of Mercer's form, including his clothing, equipment, becomes comprised entirely of a viral biomass. The substance can be manipulated at will. It can absorb the organic matter of other living things, converting it into more biomass. The process sustains and regenerates Mercer's health and refers to it as consuming. In addition, he can consume individuals absorbing their knowledge, skills, and even their physical form, which he can call upon at will. He can manipulate his physical form to create weapons and attacks, to attack his enemies, generate armor to defend himself, take on the appearance of another person to disguise himself. And during the battle against James Heller, he displays the ability to consume multiple of his evolved soldiers at the same time in order to power up his abilities. His actual abilities include shape-shifting, has granted him the ability to shape-shift his fashion, his body into weapons. Blades are his preferred weapons. Whip fists, generally like a whip with spikes on it. Hammer fists, re-attacks, abilities. He possesses consumption and assimilation abilities inherited in all affected creatures that allow him to take on the form and memories of any creature he consumes. Superhuman strength allows him to lift and destroy cars, trucks, tank turrets, APCs, and helicopters and throw them at great distances. He's far stronger than a normal human or most basic infected, able to pulverize them in a single blow. Some of the most powerful attacks can destroy infested buildings, which cannot be damaged by conventional tank missiles. Superhuman speed, running speed surpassing vehicles, including helicopters. Superhuman agility, amazing parkour feats, enhanced endurance. Far exceeds humans by leaps and bounds. His body no longer possesses weak bones or vital organs, rendering him immune to otherwise debilitating injuries. The biological changes allow him to survive falls from any height. With completely unharmed bullets of any caliber will pass through him, causing very little damage that heals instantly. He can withstand direct hits from rockets, hellfire missiles, and tank shells, which cause only moderate damage. Superhuman strong blows of various type hunters and super soldiers cause the most damage of any types of attack. And superhuman stamina allows him to be physically active at all times without tiring. Healing factor has a vast regeneration as long as he is properly nourished. Mercer can restore his health and heal anyone within moments. He can heal small amounts of his health without even consuming any creatures. Examples include regenerating bullet wounds instantly after being shot, regenerating a mass hole in his face after being shot point blank by General Randon, and reconstructing his entire physical form from nondescript piles of biomass and the biomass of a crow within minutes of being blown apart by a nuclear explosion. He also has a robust immune system, so he can't be hurt by diseases. Superhuman senses, basically hearing, vision are all enhanced. Durability, greatly increases survival bullet trauma. Adaptability, the black light virus is capable of adapting itself to certain elements after continuous exposure to said element. For example, in the comic book, after being inhibited and slowed down by more than 10 degrees of gravitational force, he then walked away from it like it never existed. He has, obviously, his defensive powers. He has no clear-cut weakness that can be, exploited. Personality and characteristics aside, he's not cruel and heartless, but he deeply distrusts and cares for he cares for his younger sister Dana. He was positive and full of life before the prototype. Fortunately, his pursuit of betrayals and mishaps has given him basically a cynical and nihilistic outlook. So look, I think it's if anyone actually thinks on that for more than a minute, I think it's kind of obvious who's the ultimate winner, but let's break it down. Let's say Mercer is the prototype. He's running amok, the government wants him, so they send in Weapon X Wolverine to go in and get him. They're like, Shield's like, we need your help, Logan's like, oh, forget it, Fury. I ain't gonna, I was like, oh, well, we got this, we got stuff on you, so you gotta go do it. Oh, fine, let's do this. And then he's like, hey, bub, let's go. And then, they square up. Now, an actual physical altercation, if Mercer were skill-wise alone, Wolverine's probably the better fighter of the two. Wolverine comes in and, slices him, which just, Mercer just, and then, he slashes at Wolverine. Wolverine just heals up. So they'll go toe-to-toe. Now, Mercer doesn't have anything that can... The problem here is that in terms of physical assault, Mercer doesn't have anything that can take down Logan either. Logan's regeneration factor, healing factor, is easily on par, if not as strong as Mercer's in many regard. Plus, his adamantium skeleton protects his brain, so he can't get to his brain. And everything else every other bone in him is just indestructible. So any damage done to Wolverine is just going to heal up. Wolverine can go without tiring for God knows how long. Problem is, Wolverine's attacks are all just blunt force trauma, or they're just physical melee attacks. They're going to do very little damage that Mercer can't already heal from. The problem comes to Mercer can easily just, if he feels that he does get injured or just wants to end it, he can just start to absorb the biomass of Wolverine. Now, at any point he just touches Wolverine, starts absorbing biomass. Wolverine maybe cuts the arm off. It's too late. He's already absorbed Wolverine's biomass, so his regeneration factor, he's stealing from Wolverine. Even if he steals every bit of organ and bone off Wolverine, though, his brain is still encased in adamantium, which Alex can't get through. There's nothing to say Alex can get through it. Plus, Alex is just physically stronger and faster than Wolverine. So, Wolverine will eventually regenerate from this, but Mercer will probably have left at that point. So, while no one actually dies in this fight, Wolverine, all Wolverine did was ultimately make Alex Mercer stronger. So, it's got to be Alex Mercer, because there's nothing Wolverine can throw at Alex Mercer that would ultimately, I mean, he can go Berserker Ridge, chop him to little bits. It wouldn't matter. Alex can just regenerate from that just by latching onto some of Wolverine. Wolverine can cut the flesh off. It's too late. He's got some of Wolverine in him. So ultimately, yeah, it's got to be Alex Mercer 100% of the time, just because of the nature of Alex Mercer's actual biology versus Wolverine. Wolverine's regeneration will kick back in because his brain's encased in adamantium protecting him. But ultimately, yeah, it's one of those things that Wolverine doesn't have anything that can take down Alex Mercer, and Alex Mercer doesn't have anything that can actually kill Wolverine. He'll just put him down for a time being. So ultimately, yeah, it's got to be Alex Mercer. 100% of the time, he's going to win the fight. Not to say Wolverine wouldn't give it his all, but he just wouldn't be able to do any lasting damage on Alex Mercer. So I have to go Alex Mercer on this fight. I do. But again, he actually can't kill Wolverine because he can't get access to his brain. So yeah, Wolverine will walk away from the fight, sure, but ultimately, Alex Mercer does win the fight. So yeah, but let me know if you can think of a legitimate way that Wolverine can beat Alex Mercer in any fight. I'm still going to give Alex the majority, but I will at least reevaluate my grading on this and go from there. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. So if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who to win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, whatever, anything you can do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.